Hi guys, this is Dee. If you come on and see something that looks a little strange, it's because I'm not actually going on. I don't have my face on live right now, but I am in the midst of preparing for my book reading session that's coming up very soon. It's called Chillation with Dee. And in that reading session, I'm going to be reading some books from my own collection of books as well as books from other authors. Basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to I've kind of branched out and spoken with some other authors to see about promoting their books on my channel. Some of those books I'll be reading like the first one or two chapters, so that people can get a feel for that author's work. And if it's something you're interested in, maybe you'll go over. Hopefully, you'll show those people some love. Go ahead and purchase their books. And if it's not something you're interested in, that's fine. You know, we completely understand. Everybody is not always interested in the same thing. So, one of the things I want people to keep in mind is that these will be books for adults. Um, Occasionally, I will read inspirational books, but for the most part, the books that I'm going to be reading are probably going to be books with some cussing in it. It's going to be books that deal with a range of issues, maybe some things that are triggering, such as abuse, things of that nature. So before I start reading those books, I will definitely let you guys know exactly what's going on, what it's going to look like, what kind of content there will be. I just want everybody that can to come in and support. If nothing else, sit back, relax, listen to the readings of some good books, and hopefully you'll go out and support these people. Pretty much right now, the main thing that I'm focusing on are independent authors because often we don't get enough participation from the publishing community. We have to write our books, edit them. We do pretty much everything ourselves. And so when you don't have help, it's nice when you can get others to support your work, show you some love, and kind of boost you up. And so basically, right now, I'm just going to be doing some kind of like not quiet lives, but I will be doing some lives at night where I'm actually preparing the books that I am, or not preparing them, but making sure they're ready for me to read them and just going over the books so that I can prepare myself to read them either in a live setting or a pre recorded setting. Either way it goes, my main purpose is to read, get these books out there, let you guys know about them. Some people may even want me to just do a review of their books and kind of plug the book, not necessarily read it on live to everyone, but maybe just read the book myself and then do a review of it and share with you so that you can make a decision of your own and possibly go purchase their books. The most important thing is the support. Um, there's a lot of content creators out there who want support, who want people to show them love and help boost up their channels. And likewise, there are a lot of authors, independent authors out there who want people to show them love, support them, boost their work, their books. And so the best way we can do that is by, if you hear someone reading a book and it sounds like something that you would be interested in, checking that person's work out to see if you want to support them. And if you do, by all means, go ahead and show them some love, help them out, because we all need help, right? Right now, what I'm doing is I have a few books that have been published, and I'm doing some deep editing of these books to make sure they're up to snuff. Honestly, some of my books are a little bit shocking. I'll just say shocking. Some of my books are a little bit shocking, so I want to make sure I edit them down so that they're kind of in a more uh, a friendly version for YouTube. And then for those of you who want the raw and uncut, I'm actually gonna do two separate uploads of the same book. One is gonna be a raw and uncut version, which is gonna be more grimy, more hardcore. And I want people to make a conscious decision because everybody doesn't like the same stuff. And then there may be a version of that same book that's a little more tame and not so hardcore because everybody doesn't do hardcore. um, just so you know, I don't write smut. I write graphic, real content. And some people don't live the same lives. So, what is graphic and real and raw to me may be too much for someone else. And I really get that. Um, what I have found in my readers love my books because they are real and they can relate to them, or it shocks and surprises them. For some people that's too much. So I don't pass judgment on anybody. I understand everybody's not the same, but I'm gonna read a sample of my one of the first books I ever wrote. It's called The Divided Line, and it's not going to be for everyone. I'm just going to tell you point blank. Please do not send me any messages or anything like that because, like I said, everybody's different. And I give a lot of hints up front that it might be a little bit rough. So if you don't like the gritty, bloody, dirty, maybe a little explicit in the bedroom type of reading content, this book is certainly not going to be for you. Please, 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 please. I am very much a Christian woman, but writing is fantasy sometimes for people. And some people may express something in writing that may not suit someone else. And I get it, I understand it, but I also give plenty of warnings so no one will feel like, oh my God, why did she read that? Please, please, please don't come at me like that because that's not appreciated. We all have our own um, we all have our own style of doing things. If someone is doing something that I don't like in their life or in their room, or I will say whatever it is that they're doing, if I don't like it, I just politely leave. And that way I'm not interrupting what they're doing because that's their home. And so I'm not going to step on their toes. For me, I'm a very nice, respectful person. Some of my writings are not very nice and respectful. I write what I've seen, what I've heard, the things that I've experienced. And some of the things I've seen, heard, and experienced have not been nice. They haven't been pretty. You don't wrap them up and put a nice little bow on them. And so it might be harsh for someone else to hear it, but I'll always give you a lot of warning before I read a book so that there's nobody left in a lurch thinking to themselves, oh my God, why didn't she tell me before I start listening to this? So I'm just putting all the warnings out there. I want you guys to please, please work with me because everybody has something that's for them. I will try to read some content that is more spiritual, uplifting, and um, safe, and I'll let people know because for some people, spiritual, uplifting, and safe is not for them. They don't want to hear that. It's just their preference. And I get that. We all have our preferences. Um, but anyone that comes in, I thank you. I appreciate you. I know that nobody has to show up. Nobody has to engage. Nobody has to be a part of what I'm doing. I completely understand that. So whenever people show up and show the love and the support of what I do, I'm always 100% thankful. So I'm going to end this right now. This is just kind of a precursor. I'm preparing for my book reading. Um, I want you guys to engage. I want you to stop by. I want you to show me some love, help lift up what I'm trying to do. That will be greatly appreciated. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to you guys stopping by and joining me while I'm doing my book readings. Before I go, as I stated, I'm going to start with just a snippet from my book. It's not going to be like any main content, it's just going to be a snippet. And this is my first time doing this, but I hope, the more I do it, the better I'll get. And I hope and pray that you guys will enjoy it and want to come back and join me again. So, as I stated before, this is the dividing line, and I'm just going to read part of chapter 1. Please stop fighting me. I'm trying to help you. She frantically pleaded with the stranger to stop resisting. Blood was everywhere. Everywhere she looked, she saw bright red. Her clothes were covered in it. But there was no time to worry about that. If she couldn't stop the bleeding, he would die right there. She knew this wasn't the time to be frantic or afraid. Angel had to do something before she was forced to figure out where to bury him. After she ran into the kitchen to see if there after she ran into the kitchen to see if there was anything she could use to drag him inside, Angel grabbed the first thing she found. The sleeping bag she used to get him into her SUV was saturated with his blood. There was no time to be concerned about the amount of blood in her vehicle or covering her clothes when a man's life was on the line. She absentmindedly grabbed the blanket folded on her dining room table. She would wrap it around him as best she could. Anything would make it easier for her to get him inside the house. It took every muscle in her body to pull him from the SUV to the back door. She stopped long enough to catch her breath. Pulling his lifeless body inside the kitchen door was virtually impossible, but somehow she found the strength to get it done. The muscles in her arms, back, and legs began to feel like jello. Exhaustion settled in her bones, making it difficult for her to complete the tasks that lie ahead. After spending so much time in the freezing cold weather and the snow, she could barely breathe. The frigid air was rough on her lungs. She finally managed to get him inside, despite the lack of cooperation she felt in every muscle in her body. That was just my first little snippet of reading from the first chapter of The Dividing Line. As I stated before, guys, this is my first time reading my books live or in a live setting. This is something I plan to do as much as I possibly can, partially because I have some books that I've already written. They're already on Amazon. I want to just get the word out about them. But also because I'm getting ready to release 6 more books. And my first 10 books, one of my books is a how-to. So it just kind of tells you step by step how to write a book. And it's a very easy, simple book. It's not anything detailed or hardcore. It just gives you some quick little tips to help you understand how to write a book. Also, my first 9 books, they just flew out of my mind. They were absolutely like just bits and pieces of things that I remembered and experiences I've had and imagination that correlated into stories that I wanted to tell. And so I was so grateful for those stories because I've got so much positive feedback from them, and I'm really thankful for that. Since I've been writing, I've learned a lot about writing, a lot about what people want, and I'm getting ready to release 6 more books, but I want to take those 6 books to the next level. So, as I stated before, I just wanted to stop by for a little bit, share my work with you guys. I hope and pray that you will come on and support me, support the other authors that I have in mind to, you know, share their work, and let's build something special together. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your love. I appreciate, anyone that decides to lift me up, thank you so much. This is Black Conspiracy TV, BADTV. This is D. Thank you so much for watching. And as I always say, guys, keep your eyes open and your ears sharp. See you later. Bye.